Warning: the following video contains explicit language which may be offensive to some viewers or inappropriate for children. The content within this video is intended for mature audiences only.
Warning. This video is an open and honest discussion about the American actress Cassandra Peterson. This video may contain discussions and/or images of violence, sexual situations, and drug use. Viewing beyond this point is a choice you have made, and you take responsibility for that choice. Thank you, and please have a nice day.
Hello and welcome to this video. Today's video is going to be about Cassandra Peterson AKA Elvira, Mistress of the Dark. People talk about like modern celebrities and stuff like that being sex positive or female positive, body positive. There is a argument to be made that Cassandra Peterson, along with actresses like Sigourney Weaver, were some of your first, or at least in the modern age, because if you want to talk about first, you can go all the way back to Mae West. But as far as my generation, Generation X, being born late 60s, that she was one of the models that we may have or may not have consciously or subconsciously understood as to be a positive female role figure. She was born September 17th, 1951 in Manhattan, Kansas. Make sure I got that right. Yeah. And yeah, let me double check that. Double check my notes. Yeah, Manhattan, Kansas. At an early age, she had been scalded with water. Actually, she was still a toddler. Tongue is not functioning today. Which required skin grafts over 35% of her body. And with 1950s medical technology, that had to have been, even though that happened so long ago, you still got to give the woman, empathy, because that was unpleasant. I mean, even in 2024 medical technology, that's unpleasant. But I imagine in 1950s, it was extremely unpleasant getting skin grafts. She was, from an early age, she was fascinated by horror-themed toys and movies and stuff like that. In an interview in 2011, she stated that she preferred horror-themed toys while all the other girls played with Barbie dolls. She watched movies like House on the Haunted Hill, and that was her thing. That's what she grew up watching. What's kind of interesting is in her teens, she got a job as a drag queen go-go dancer in Colorado Springs, Colorado, in a gay bar. The name of the bar was Club a Go-Go, which is interesting because it entertained a large majority of soldiers from Fort Carlson. the weird part about that is when you think of a drag queen, you normally think of a man in woman's clothing. Not necessarily a homosexual man, just a man that prefers female clothing. Not necessarily a transgender man either. Though the stereotype is there, and the stereotype is wrong, but the fact that she was kind of doing the Victor Victoria thing, the woman pretending to be a man, pretending to be a woman thing. And if you haven't seen the movie Victor Victoria, I believe the remake had Gardner. Can't think of his first name. It was Rockford Files, James Gardner. And everyone's sweetheart, I can't remember her name now, Julie Andrews. And Julie Andrews played the woman pretending to be a man, pretending to be a woman. Go see that. Great movie. It's up there with the actual French La Cage aux Folles, or the Birdcage, or Cage of Fools, actually is how it's properly translated. But the original La Cage aux Folles is a good movie, as so is Victoria. She did, the fact that she was kind of doing that in real life is kind of cool. She went to Vegas, became a Vegas showgirl. Did that for a while. She had met Elvis Presley, and she had went on a date with him. She had a small role, and I did not know this until I was doing the research for this, as a showgirl in the movie Diamonds Forever, James Bond movie, and played a topless dancer in the 1974 movie The Working Girls. Those are two things I hadn't known. I grew up mainly knowing her as Elvira. The Mystery Macabre thing that she did, starting in the 1980, right in there somewhere. Right about the time that I was my understanding of girl cooties was that girl cooties weren't that bad, and I was at the age I didn't know why they weren't bad. I just knew they weren't bad. She kind of pioneered the whole goth girl thing, and this is where I think her, through this character of Elvira, she promoted positive female sexuality. Elvira is, I wouldn't say that Elvira is necessarily any kind of sexual orientation. I wouldn't say she's straight or she's bi or she's lit. I just think, and this is my opinion, and you're free to disagree, I honestly think that Elvira is just sex. To steal from the Kings of Leon song, she's sex on fire. She is, like I said, she's not... I don't see the character as being any particular sexuality, but she's sex positive. She promotes, there's nothing wrong with sex. There's nothing wrong with your body. Nothing wrong with using your body. Nothing wrong with enjoying your body or sharing your body with others. And I think that's what a lot of people miss. A lot of the naysayers, a lot of the people that disapproved of the Elvira persona, the show. And yes, her lampooning of the B movies in the Elvira mystery macabre, or I do at some point in my life need to learn how to talk. Yes, I do. Let me see if I can find it in my notes, because if I can read it, a lot of times it's easier for me to pronounce that way. Yeah, Elvira's movie macabre. A lot of really bad B movies from the 50s, 40s, 50s, 60s that she lampooned, she made fun of. And they were very sexual, very, very sexual. And I think a lot of, like I said, a lot of that goes to show that not only was she just sexuality positive in the generic sense, but she was also female sexuality positive. She wasn't afraid of the female orgasm, whether somebody gave it to her, she gave it to herself. She's one of those people I would love to meet sometime in my life. She just comes across as just being one of those people that you could sit down, have a cup of coffee with, and she could just enlighten you. Just enlighten you on life in general, just how life works, how, it is. Her Elvira character, the appearance, I mean, damn near tits out. I mean, real close to tits out. That whole look was a cross between Vampiras, which was an earlier age, and Morticia Addams from the Charles Addams cartoons and the show, late 60s show. Though it is my understanding that Miss Patterson doesn't have the cleavage that Elvira has, and a lot of that was some added prosthetics, though it was well done. Even though this was a TV show thing, it was well done. The makeup was done, and it was good. And the fact that through the 80s and into the 90s, when she was doing talk hosts in characters of Elvira. And this is one of the things that at the time, because I was going through puberty, it didn't dawn on me, but as I got older and matured, the fact that Miss Peterson could make fun of herself, make fun of her tits, make fun of her hair, make fun of her ass, and self-mockery, and did it with such finesse, such, just this risque, double entendres, and just awesome that she could do this and do it in good spirits and be sincere about it. You have to give credit where credit is due. And like I said earlier in the video, women like her, Sigourney Weaver, all just they oozed this positive sexuality and positive female sexuality. Though I imagine a room. Could you imagine being in a room with people, like Carolyn Jones, who was the original Morticia, Cassandra Peterson, Sigourney Weaver, just, you know, that whole, those women, just these powerful women that knew how to use their power, to use their sexuality, to, you know, to create this wonderful thing that we have today that we can go back and watch and look at. I really wished some of the more liberal people, the younger generations that want to promote, you know, this healthy sexuality, healthy body positivity, healthy female sexuality, would go back and embrace this, because they could learn a lot. You can learn how to promote all of these positive things that need to be promoted. They need to be out there without ramming it down people's throats. That's one thing people don't like, especially in Americans. I don't know about other countries. I can't speak. I am Texan and American. I am a Texan American. Now that should go over real well with somebody somewhere out there. But I don't know about other countries. If you're in another country, not of American origin or whatever, how are your guys' views on sexuality, female sexuality, positive sexuality, you know, things like that? That stuff like that, you know, kind of fascinates me. It's just one of those things that you can go back. You can go all the way back to Carolyn Jones, who is extremely, extremely sexual. If you go back and you watch The Addams Family, the play between her and Aston is Gomez, that is extremely hypersexually charged. But it was played so well. The strength of being a woman from Sigourney Weaver's Ellen Ripley in the Alien movie, the Alien franchises, how to be a strong woman. And Cassandra Peterson's Elvira, how to be playful, enjoyable, you know, carefree. I mean, they can teach not only us older people that probably need a refresher course, but the younger generations, how to do it properly, how to ease people that would potentially be your ally without hitting them in the face. Because once you hit them in the face, you've lost somebody that could potentially be your ally. Americans don't like to be preached to. Now, if you can persuade without, you know, don't lie to them. You got to persuade them, ease them into things, ease them into the truth with the truth. It's when you go to lying to people, that's where you get a lot of betrayals. But Cassandra Peterson is just one of those people. And I think because of the way Elvira was portrayed after the new century started, after the new millennia started, and I think a lot of the younger generations have lost a lot. I think they need to go back and embrace her, go back and embrace this woman for the things that she did, the positivity that she brought to the world. For males, females, transgender, gay, straight, bi, ace, everybody, that she is one of those ones that I think gets overlooked all the time simply because she wasn't intimidating. I think we should re-embrace her. She's in her early 70s now, and she's still, her and Dolly Parton, that's another strong female, another female that gets lost in the whole thing that we need to look at, especially now these women are getting older. These women should be our teachers. We shouldn't be just blowing them off because they're old. These women have earned the status of being the teachers for the rest of us. But, you know, just my opinion, just my views. If you disagree, you disagree, and that's cool. Just don't be mean about it. So, I will wrap this up. And as always, people, be a good human. Be good to other humans. Peace.
Hey, it's 10 p.m. Do you know where your children are?